Hi, this is the Rusted Willow, and my name is Tammie. And if you like DIYs, hauls, flips, and everything farmhouse, you are in the right place. Now let's get into DIY number one. All right, guys, today I am so excited. If you could see my face right now, I just cannot believe that this lady agreed to collab with me. So more about that later. I had this fire hydrant. It was our mother's, and it's very worn, and it's been under my desk for about 2 years. I brought it in from outside, and I decided I have got to get this done. So we're going to do some outdoor DIYs today. And I am using my favorite red color. It's called Spanish Tile, and it is beautiful. And I am going to cover the entire, well, not the entire thing, but the entire body of the fire hydrant in this beautiful red color. It goes on a little lighter when you first start painting it, but then when it dries into a deep red. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I love it. Love it. It's the perfect red for everything, I think. And then after I get done painting the whole thing red, I go back in with the details and paint the black color. Now, I am not making this any different. I am painting it in the same colors, well, almost the same colors that it was painted before. I did not have the same yellow color that was on the little nuts and bolts, but I add a little element of my own later on. I do put the maize color on there because it had yellow, but I didn't like how the maize was looking. It was just too light, and it didn't really go with the whole feel. So I have this gold Crafter Square paint marker, and it is actually perfect for these little nuts and bolts. So I cover all of the nuts and bolts with this gold color. I guess it's just the bolts. I color it with this gold colored paint pen from Dollar Tree, and I think it turns out perfect. It adds the right amount of gold, and it's not a bright yellow so that it doesn't look out of place. And then I go over the whole thing with this hard coat Mod Podge because I want to protect the paint. And even though I used chalk paint in the color ink, and I used my Spanish Tile, which is a Valspar color, and it was just an oops color paint. And even though the Valspar is good for outdoors, the chalk paint, I would have to seal that anyway. So I went over the whole thing with hard coat the hard coat Mod Podge, and then I made this little cutout for my Cricut, and I actually downloaded this for free, and I will leave that link below. They had a lot of free SUVs that you could download, and then I just saved it, uploaded it into my Cricut, and printed it out. And this is the shield, the fire department shield. And if y'all don't know, my husband is a volunteer firefighter. He's actually the captain of his department, and he is going to love this. So this is going to be for him. And I just go over the backing, just make sure that it's nice and pressed down, and then I go over the vinyl cutout again with the hard coat Mod Podge. And then we are done with this one. It turned out so good. I think my mama would be proud. Okay, now here's this beautiful lady, Krafty Kathy. Now guys, I know you know who she is. If you are not watching Krafty Kathy, you need to be. She is so funny. She's amazing. I love it when Sabby sings with her, and oh my gosh, she just brightens my day every time I watch her. She loves to do farmhouse thrift flips. Her DIYs are amazing. I love them, and I cannot get enough of her. And oh my gosh, Sabby, come on now. She likes to sing her little song, loves laughs and DIYs, and she is just the sweetest little southern lady I've ever met. So go over and visit her channel. I will have it linked down below in my description box. All right, guys, on to DIY number 2. So this is another outside DIY, and I am making over this candelabra. I bought these, and it has eight little candle holders. I bought these lights at Dollar Tree last year. So I've been holding on to them for that long. Last year, guys. And instead of gluing these down inside of the little candle holders, I figured out that if you wrapped it with twine, and I tried the rubber band route, and I didn't like that. They kept breaking. I think my rubber bands were old, but anyway, you could use rubber bands to do this instead. But I thought, you know what? These aren't going to break down in the sun like rubber bands do, and with the heat and the cold that we have here in Kansas. Like, it was 70 degrees the other day, and the very next morning it was snowing and blowing. Like, literally, I'm not even kidding you. 70 degrees, over 70 degrees, and the next morning it was below 30 and snowing. So I just wrapped, I took them all apart, got them all prepped, and then I just wrapped the bottoms with this twine and stuck them in the little candle holders. And now I have a solar candelabra that I can put on my front porch. And I cannot wait until tonight when I get to see how it looks. Because I love those little round solar lights. I had the other kind last year, but these just, I think, are higher end looking, and they just give it that little extra, you know, pizzazz. So my sister gave me this wreath, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to add something else to this candelabra, because even though it looks good by itself, I added the wreath, and now we are going to make over this flower pot. I printed off this printable, which I will link below in my description box. If you watched my Meet Me in Paris collab, I used some printables. Well, maybe I didn't. Maybe it was the one before that. I can't remember. Anyway, I used some printables that were super pretty, and it's from the same lady from Etsy. I purchased them, and then I just downloaded them and printed them on regular printer paper. And now I am using my glue stick. After I painted this, I guess I need a backup. I painted this little pot in, what color did I paint it? Celery. In celery, which is the Waverly color made by Plaid, and which I love celery for springtime. It is one of my absolute favorite colors. And now I used my paintbrush and spritzed some water on it, which I don't know, was I talking when all that happened? I must have missed it. I don't know, I guess I need to pay attention when I do these voiceovers. So I just used my water and made a little line, tore it in half, because I don't like the cut lines. I wanted it to have the tear lines, and which I don't even know why, because the tear lines are at the bottom of the pot anyway. You're not even going to be able to see them. And I love the picture of the bicycle, so I wanted this picture to be tucked in behind the bicycle, because it is a little bit larger than the other side. So then after I put on the first side, which was the bicycle, I put on the second side with the Eiffel Tower, and then I pulled back the sides, took the glue stick, glued the bicycle picture on top of the Eiffel Tower side, and then now I am going to apply some hard coat to this as well, so that it will be protected while it is outside on my front porch. And guys, this turns out absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh. When I put the hard coat on top of this printed paper, it just made all of those colors pop like nobody's business. I just can't even. It's so pretty. Look at this. It's still wet. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh my goodness. And I know it's just a little bit of paint and some printer paper, but seriously, it's gorgeous. Okay, guys, now, you don't have to paint everything you pick up at a thrift store. I picked up this little bump pan. Well, it's not a little bump pan. It is heavy. It is so stinking heavy. I don't know what kind of metal it's made out of, but it's a heavy-duty bump pan. Like, you could really bake in this. So All I'm doing is adding this ribbon to hang it. I want to hang it in my kitchen behind my stove, and I have a gas stove, so or cooktop actually. I have a gas cooktop, so I can't have anything really hanging down there, but I love how it looks. I'm not doing anything to this but putting a ribbon on it and calling it a day. Now you might not call that a DIY, but anything for my house is a DIY. So I love how this turns out, and I hope you like it too. Now to hang this behind my, or above, I guess it's kind of behind and above my cooktop stove, I am using some rubbing alcohol and cleaning the surface real good, just to make sure that I can get good adhesion with the 3M little hanger thing. So here we go. I'm just kind of checking out to see where center is, and it's not in the center of an actual tile, so that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have this hanging there because my OCD might get the better of me. But anyway, I go ahead and hang it. It's in the center of my cooktop, and I love how this looks, guys. I was so excited about it. Isn't that crazy? The littlest things excite me. Okay, now guys, Kathy, oh my gosh, Krafty Kathy. If you have not visited her channel, you are missing. Now, I don't imagine anybody that is watching me has not watched Krafty Kathy. But if you have not, you need to go over and visit her channel and see her and Savvy sing their little song and watch her DIYs. I hope you love these DIYs today, and I will see you in a couple of days. I have another collaboration coming up, which I am so excited about. If you're new here, welcome. I know this is at the end of the video, but I always want to say thank you to everyone who watches my videos and supports me. I really appreciate it, and it means the world to me. And I do read all of your comments. I might be a little late getting to them, but I do read every single one. I just wanted to say thank you so much for stopping by and watching today. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. All right, bye.